Hello, and welcome to another video. Today, I have a standard deck I want to try out over on Arena. This deck kind of caught my eye after the Pro Tour, and it reminds me a bit of the mono green landfall deck I played a while ago, although there are almost no cards in common, aside from the basic forest and fetch lands. So maybe it's more like a distant cousin of that deck, but anyway, the concept is basically the same. We're going to use landfall triggers to make one giant creature and swing in for a ton of damage. This will be my first time trying to pilot this deck, so I am absolutely not an expert here. But my understanding of what we're trying to do is use this Temur Harmonizer to make a giant creature. So it's a 4/4 insect druid with landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, double the power of target creature you control until end of turn. And it has warp for 2 and a green. Just a 1 green mana discount when you warp it, so that's cool. But warping it doesn't give it haste or anything like that, so what we're going to do instead is cast Full Bore. It is red for an instant. Target creature you control gets +3/+2 until end of turn. If that creature was cast for its warp cost, it also gains trample and haste until end of turn. So that's what's going to allow us to get in there and attack. And we'll likely need that trample if they have any creatures. I don't think we're ever really planning on hard casting this because of the trample, though we do have an Earthbender Ascension here, which can give trample. Whenever this enchantment enters, Earthbend 2, then search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. And landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a quest counter on this enchantment. When you do, if it has 4 or more quest counters on it, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains trample until end of turn. So this might end up being our escape hatch if we do end up having to hardcast the Harmonizer. But I think the plan is pretty much just to warp it and then go full bore. We also have Icetail Explorer. I don't know if this is entirely necessary, but it could be useful. It is a 2/4 Insect Scout that lets you play an additional land on each of your turns, and lets you play land from your graveyard. Then, whenever a land you control enters, you mill a card. So that extra land drop can be very useful if you have extra creatures that you need to trample over. And playing lands from the graveyard is great, because we have Escape Tunnel and Fabled Passage, which we could loop through the Icetail Explorer. These lands can sacrifice to find a basic land from our deck. And Escape Tunnel also has a second ability that might be useful for getting Icetail Explorer or an Earthbent land in for damage if we need, Otherwise, we have Bossing Say, which can earthbend. A couple of the Verge lands. Steam events. Starting Town. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We just want to make this guy really big and attack. Everything else in the deck is pretty much to either assemble or protect the combo. Into the Floodmaw can bounce something. We've got a couple counter spells. Detect Intrusion is actually Spider Sense. We've got some removal with Burst Lightning, Thunder Magic, and Seer. Analyze Pollen helps us find lands, or possibly a combo piece if we need the creature. Consult the star charts, lets us get 1 or 2 cards in hand depending on if we kick it. Stock Up, of course, puts 2 cards into your hand. And then Wistfulness, just some non-creature removal, some card draw, or just a 6/5. So that's what we're working with. We want to warp this, go full bore, play a land, sack one of these lands. Our starting power is 4. Full bore puts it at 7. Play a land to make the power 14. Fetch a land to make it 28. And attack. We want the window here to be as narrow as possible, and don't want to open up the Harmonizer to removal if we can help it. So that's the plan. We'll see how well it does at the very bottom of the standard ladder, with someone who's playing it for the first time. Let's get into it. Alright. Well, we have one combo piece. We can use the escape tunnel to get an island, and we'll be able to cast everything. So yeah, I think we're good to keep. We can hold up Spell Snare for turn 2. Then stock up on turn 3. Get an island. Dredger's Insight. Okay. Don't know if that's worth countering. Okay, they've got an eyeball. And returned it to hand. Yeah. Let's get our red mana on board. And stock up. Definitely full bore. And, a counter spell. Actually, we need the land. So we're a turn away from being able to go off, as long as nothing happens. Another full bore, okay. Let's play our land. Is there anything we should do? Wistfulness can destroy the enchantment, but doesn't seem necessary. Let's hold up Seer and see what happens. Okay, I think we're good. Ooh. How do I know what lands it's tapping when we warp it? Okay, yeah. And let's full bore. Looks like they have something. Dang. Okay. Well, we can try again if we find another Harmonizer. Okay. They've got a Terror of the Peaks in their graveyard. Doesn't seem great. Oculus isn't too worrisome, but we are in danger of not being able to do enough damage now. So we got a Harmonizer. We can get up to 28 power, but they have 9 toughness on board. They'll go to 1 if they block with everything, so I think we still go for it and try to clear the board. It tapped our red source this time to warp. Why? Now what? Well, the land will untap here, so we can still get a mountain. But it's gonna miss out on a ton of power. Let's just go in for whatever we can. Man, that is such an unfortunate auto tap. Anyway, their board is clear now, so maybe we can just cast Wistfulness as a big creature. What's this? Oh, Superior Spider-Man. Oh no. Yeah, they got a million Terror of the Peaks triggers. That's awesome. Yep. Alright, well, let's give it another try. Alright, so we're on the draw. And we've got Harmonizer and Full Bore. The lands look a little tough, but this looks like a keep. I'll start with Fabled Passage, but I think I'm gonna hold on to the Escape Tunnel. If I can draw into other lands before I have to use it, that would be ideal. Get an island here. Okay. Now we've got a couple counter spells in case they've got something. Yeah. Analyze the Pollen can go get us a mountain. We still need one more land 2 combo, but we'll have all our colors. Okay, they're flipping Ashling. Oh, a roaming throne. Can't really do anything about that. And no land. Okay, I think we stock up here. Let's get Bossing Say. And I'm not sure. I guess we can get a backup Harmonizer. And we have to discard. Well, I mean, we can't cast anything and we're trying to win next turn, so... Spell Snare, I guess. Whoa. So much mana. The throne makes it trigger twice. Is that a Cavern of Souls? Yeah. Double Vibrance. Okay. They are representing counter magic, but let's try. And I'll manually tap my land. Warp this. Full Bore. Play a land. Fetch a land. And attack. Alright. we did the thing. Let's see if we can run it back. This is a bit light on land. We can cast a couple things, but don't have any combo pieces or any way to get them. Not great, but at least there's consult. Dang, okay. Good thing we didn't have anything important. We'll play this tapped. And we can consult next turn. Yeah, we'll consult that at the end of their turn in case we need to counter something. Okay, that's big. Let's consult. Grab the stock up. Should we burst lightning the cub or stock up? I mean, I'm not really doing anything here. The longer this draws out, the worse it is for me, so I think I just need to try and end it. Alright, that's perfect. So now we have the Harmonizer and full bore. We just need one more land. And we have some protection in the meantime. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Fabled Passage. Okay, so we can go off next turn. Just need to be able to survive until then. I mean, I could play the Harmonizer as a blocker, but that would set us back a bit. I hope we're okay. Nope. Okay, we should be good. They can't activate the cottage anymore. Yep. Let's grab our land. And I think we're all set here. Let's warp. Full bore. Play land. second land. Swing for 28. Awesome. I think I'll call it there. Thank you so much for joining me today for this quick little standard video while I test out the Temur Harmonizer deck. I thought this deck was a lot of fun to play. The games can be pretty quick, which is nice for best of one, but it does seem like the games could stretch out if you have to interact with your opponent's stuff a lot. And to me, this feels quite a lot better than the mono green landfall deck that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. That deck has a lot of potential to make some extremely large creatures, but had almost no protection or removal. So this feels a lot more well-rounded and reliable to me. But yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts on this deck. Have you played with it or against it in Standard? Let me know down in the comments. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that like button, and please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I put out new Magic the Gathering ASMR videos every Monday and Friday. I truly appreciate all of your support, and I hope you have a wonderful day.